What's up, Maplers? Today I'll be making a guide for preparation for bossing. With a new crystal value going from 3 times to 5 times, I know a lot of people are making bossing mules for their main income instead of farming on your kanas anymore. But yeah, I see a lot of people would go into bosses without any buffs, and that's very inefficient. Your runs could be from, let's say, 50 minutes. You can shrink that down to 30 minutes. And your goal should always be to finish all your bosses within 30 minutes. That's the most efficient because most of your buffs last 30 minutes. And yeah, with the new crystals, if you can do up to Lomian within 30 minutes, that's about 1.3 bill. And yeah, today I'm going to show you what kind of buffs you should get and use to make sure your bossing are very smooth. Okay, for the first step, your legion. You want to make sure you're in the bossing page. So wherever you lack, ID, boss damage, per rate, per damage, make sure you're in the right page and not on your training page. I know mine looks ugly, but yeah, you get the point. As well as links. Make sure you are in damage link to boss. This helps a lot. Put it on your whichever boss mule you're doing on that day, make sure you put it on. You get to swap 4 times a day now, so don't save them, just swap it. It's worth it. And now if you tell me that you have 1k legion and like 2 links, I know not everyone have the same legion and link, but if yours is that low, I would suggest that bossing mule should not be the play yet for you. You should just focus on your main and worry about bossing mules later, because you should not be spreading your resource at that stage of the game. Okay, and then the first thing I would say, you should grab guild buffs. These give 30 attack. Most guilds have them. With the new meta, there might be more mule guilds. You can just join any of the guilds. If they're nice enough, maybe they let you use their guild skills. But yeah, if you join a guild, don't just do nothing for them. If they provide stuff for you, just try to do cover for them as well. Yeah. Okay, and then the next thing is Legion. Legion's Might coupon. These give you 30 attack. This is optional because not everyone have a lot of coins to spare. I would say only buy them if you're struggling with a boss. So what I like to do is, if I have a weaker bossing mule, I would go into like a boss that's harder for me to kill, let's say maybe Damien. I would just buy the 10-minute one, use this, and go to the harder boss first. So by the time this expires, I'll just go fight the weaker ones, like CZAC, CRA, stuff like that. But yeah, this one is optional. If you're struggling with the boss, you can go to that one first and then use one of these coupons. Okay, the next one would be Ursa's buff. This one is also optional, because you need to be doing Ursa's to have the materials to buy them. But yeah, not everyone's going to do Ursa's on all your bossing mules. So this one's optional to give a little boost. They're also 30 attack for 30 minutes. Yeah, so if you have spare coins, you think you're gonna struggle, you can buy one of those. Next thing I want to talk about is notes. So most of the boss mules I have, I like to have at least 40 boosts. You see how at the 40 boosts you have 20 IED bonus. So I think that's a good stopping point. This will help you get started to boss ASAP. If you have spare notes and you can get it higher, go for it. I think that's good. But at least get it to 40 to get that boost. For skill notes, I like to have it level 10. I think level 10 is enough to get started. And if you're feeling like you're struggling and you have spare notes, just put on more notes whenever you want. But yeah, I would mention that if you're a class that depends on skills more, like a DB, for tornado and bot, yeah, you can go higher for skills. Get it to like maybe 20 if you can. But yeah, I know notes is a resource that a lot of people are lacking. So just use them wisely, especially if you're trying to make a lot of the mules. Now next, let's talk about WSE. The potential on your weapon, secondary, and emblem should be decent. They do not have to be perfect, they do not need to be 3-line, but I would say at least have them unique with 2 usable lines, because these are very the potential for them are very powerful for bossing. So having a good WSE potential will help you boss a lot better. And again, it doesn't need to be perfect, just I think minimum unique and 2-line usable potentials and you'll be good to go. Okay, next up, let's talk about inner. For inner, I would say you need to have 1 line. 1 line's enough. So yeah, by just leveling to level 200, if you did not waste your honors, you should have decent amount of points. And you just need to wait for a 50% off, get it to legendary, spam some circulators, get a good line, you lock that line, and then you roll it. Hopefully you can get 2 lines of usable line. And it doesn't have to be perfect, like a 20, 15, 15 line. No, you just get like even a 16 boss, like a 10 attack. That helps a lot since you're going to be bossing on it every week. But yeah, circulators department, you don't need to spend that much. Just try to roll something usable, keep it, and then lock it, roll it. Yeah, I'm saying don't spend like 20 bill trying to get a crit line, second line. That's not worth. Okay, so another thing I want to mention would be trophy chairs. So if you go to Zakum entrance, most of the time you can just find a Zakum chair here. Yeah, see? The 250 ones, I believe if you fame them, you get 40 attack for 30 minutes. If you can find a 271, that's better. But I think it's just 10 attack more, so it doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, if you can find one, just fame them. That's a huge bonus. 40 attacks, not small. For 30 minutes for free. So before you boss, just fame someone, and then, yeah, no harm. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is familiars. Again, they don't need to be perfect. You don't need 30 boss, 40 boss lines. Unlock your badge, 1 extra slot at least. Get this thing right here. You just need 3 snails and a mushroom, and you can have 2 slots. Go do that at least, and then just open some familiars. Get 2 lines of ID, 15%. You can reveal those on any kind of familiars. That's not too hard, and it's a huge boost for ID. Especially if you're doing Lomian, CPAP, Akachi, bosses like that. But yeah, you should work on that. It's a big help. Now the next thing would be Monster Park potions. Now these, Green Pop helps a lot. It helps everyone as long as you're not a Hurricane class. And also, some people only use the green one, but I like to use the red one as well. 30 attacks pretty big. And yeah, you don't need to be stingy about these, in my opinion. Because if you do them 7 times a day, you get minimum 150 coins. That's like 30 potions rather. Yeah, so I don't see the reason to be stingy about those. And it helps your bossing go a lot faster. The more time you save, the more money. Okay. The next thing, let's talk about freezers. I see a lot of people are not willing to buy freezers. I say just buy them. Like after the change, if you go up to Lomian, it's about 1.3 bill. And then how much is 5 freezers? 25 mil? Like, don't save that. Come on, man. Because if you die, you lose all your buffs. You spend 15, 20 more minutes. Like, what's the point? Just spend the 25 mil. I like to buy 5 because a lot of the boss have 5 lives. So let's say you choke and your hands disappear for some reason. Yeah, you can still keep your buffs after dying out and go through other bosses. And if you share cash out with another class that you boss with, you have good hands, just give it to your other class. You're good to go. So yeah, don't be stingy with freezers, just buy them. Okay, so with all that being said, let's put it to the test. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention hyper skills. Or hyperstat, my bad. Hyperstat, make sure you're in the right hyperstat. Most people have one for bossing and another one for training. Just make sure you go into your bossing one. But yeah, let's see. So we'll go to practice mode chicken. Let's see how fast it is without any buffs that I mentioned earlier. No, it's after one rotation, of course. About half. Alright, we can leave. Now we'll go buff up everything that I mentioned in the video. Ursus, Monster Park, Gil buff, Legion, Link skills, Trophy chair, Legion's Might, summon my familiars, okay, once my cooldown is out, we'll go in. But yeah, try to remember how fast it was before I did all the buffs. And now after you follow the guide of all the preps that I told you to do, the speed will be a lot faster. And will last, like you see the buff bar? Most of the buffs are 30 minutes. So you're good for 30 minutes to do all your bosses. You save a lot of time. So like if you don't buff at all, the amount of time you spend on one character, you could have been done with 2 characters if you did buff up. But yeah, let's go ahead and try how fast it is now with all the buffs that I mentioned from earlier. Oh, missed a monster, a mob. Okay. Yeah, you can see a obvious difference with buffs and without buffs. And that's just one boss. Now you have all these buffs for the next other bosses that you're going to do. And one more thing, if you're someone with a second computer that used to have a kish mule, you can wild hunter yourself from another computer. This is a huge buff as well. But yeah, this one's very optional. I know not a lot of people, or not everyone, have a second computer or second account kish mule. But yeah, if you do have it, this is an option. Look into it. But yeah, that's the guy. This is what you should prepare before you boss with the new bossing meta coming. And yeah, thank you for watching. Check me on Twitch at Twitch TV EyeCircles, same as my YouTube. I stream sometimes. I try to stream every day, but most likely whenever I feel like. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, and hope you guys make a bunch of money from your bosses. Good luck, good luck.